Okay. Let's talk about Ken Holland for a little bit here. It's it's almost a guarantee that this will be his last season as a GM. I think he's going to be stepping down. I don't know who's going to take over the reins, if it's going to be within the organization or if they're going to hire out. But let's take a look at his body of work as the Edmonton Oilers general manager. Now, he's got a history here. Before I get into that, let's talk about his actual history. Obviously, he was a goaltender. He played only, I think, oh no, he's got a couple. He did play for the Hartford Whalers and he played for the Detroit Red Wings. But this is also the 80s, like, or was it the, no, yeah, 80s, late 70s, 80s. And his goals against average was an 825. Much different time, though. Much different time. As far as his, so this is professional totals. Oh, NHL totals. He only played 4 games, so he didn't really last long in the league. And he had 2 losses. He didn't even have a win. Ooh, that kind of sucks. But he did have a tie. He had 1 tie. But yeah, his body of work as a goaltender in the NHL wasn't as good as what he did as a general manager and an assistant manager. In 1997, he won the Stanley Cup with the Red Wings as an assistant. And in 1998, 2002, and 2008, he was the general manager of the Detroit Red Wings, winning the Cup as a whole. Since then, once the salary cap kind of came into fruition, he's struggled. And then obviously Steve Yzerman took over the duties as GM there, and that's where the Edmonton Oilers picked him up after departing with Peter Chiarelli. So as far as his pros and cons and what he has done as the Edmonton Oilers GM, we're going to talk about one of his pros. And it's kind of a gradual build up to the bigger ones. And there's only going to be 3 pros, 3 cons. But I think trading for Klim Kostin was a awesome deal. The player was Sharmarukov, I believe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. We didn't lose much, and what Kostin brought to this team was a lot of energy, a lot of character. He brought a lot of snap, a lot of toughness. He made us really good. And seeing his interview prior to the game, you could tell he misses Edmonton. He misses the excitement. I could just see it in his face, the way he was talking. Like he had a good time. He has nothing but respect for this city, and a kudos for him. One of his cons, it's still relating to Klim Kostin, as he wasn't re-signed. From what I understand, it's about a difference of $500,000. The Oilers wanted to sign him at $1.5 million. He wanted $2 million, so he ended up choosing to leave for Detroit, and that's all fair for him. But I don't know if Holland was absolutely handcuffed with the money. He could have been, and that's why he couldn't get to that point. Because I do think he would have been worth $2 million. Like, for what he brought, the character he brought, I really liked Klim Kostin. I was even thinking of getting a Klim Kostin jersey last year. That's how much I liked him. It's good I never, because honestly he only lasted half a season with the Oilers. Moving on to the next one. Taking a chance on Kane. And I'm going to say this with a lot of emphasis. That was a ballsy move. Because if it didn't work out, and some of Kane's history floated into the Oilers locker room, I don't think he would be the general manager right now. And to have his historic resume tainted by having a player that really failed him would have been just not a good story ending for his journey in the NHL as a GM. The chance that he took on Kane, there was a lot of people, even when I was doing the channel, I was like, okay, let's hope this works out. And it worked out fabulous. Evander Kane is an amazing player, an amazing community person, just an amazing human being. And I think a lot of the stuff and rhetoric that came, that was being exposed, is a lot of confusion with media stuff. There is probably some truths to it. I mean, because you don't get into the media that much being negative. And I know there was the money shot in Vegas and all that. So there was things that obviously didn't sit well with his dressing room in San Jose, with his dressing room in Winnipeg. But he addressed the media in some conferences just after he came to Edmonton. He's been nothing but an amazing dude. So, yeah. And that was a risky move by Ken Holland on that one. His cons this year, signing Brown. Now, I would have never expected Brown to be goalless at this point in the season. I think one of those signing bonuses should have been he needed to score X amount of goals, and then we would be off the hook on him. Unfortunately, I think the signing bonus is he had to play 10 games. So, and that signing bonus comes into next year's contract, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. And I don't know if there was any, I hope there was in that contract a deal that it was maybe X amount of goals, but I don't think there was. I think it was just he had to play 10 games, and he's already done that. Still looking for his first goal. And it's it reminds me of Tobias Ryder all over again. You know, I mean, Tobias Ryder came in that 1 year. Everyone was hyped up about him playing with Draisaitl and the two Germans, and now they were going to be such a good tandem. You know, Brown came into this season, going to be McDavid's partner. They rekindle the old Erie Otter days. Not so much. All right, let's go for the big one now. Signing Zach Hyman. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Zach Hyman has been nothing but amazing for the Edmonton Oilers. Toronto made a big mistake by overpaying certain players and using up too much cap space because they had a diamond in Zach Hyman. And now we got that diamond, which is absolutely amazing. And unfortunately, his biggest con is the signing of Jack Campbell. I don't know what we're going to do with this contract or if he's going to ever rebound and play for the Oilers again. We're still on the hook for, I believe, another 3 seasons. Another 3 seasons at $5 million. And he's an AHL goalie. I don't know what is going to end up happening with that. So this is one of his biggest failures that he could possibly make. So I don't know. He's kind of 50-50 as far as the way I see it with what he was able to do. Hey guys, it's Gene here. If you like the content you just witnessed on this channel, be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I may be an old timer, but I've been through the trenches of the Edmonton Oilers since their inception back in 1979. I witnessed the glory years, went through the decade of darkness, and now the McDavid era. And if you're just an NHL fan, join Sammy and myself every second week on NHL Aftermath. Chime in, we'll answer your questions.